Mark Clattenburg has resigned from his role at Nottingham Forest. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another video. Yes, today's breaking news comes from Nottingham Forest as the fallout for Nottingham Forest continues with the resignation or quitting of their referee consultant, Mark Clattenburg. We're going to be talking about this interesting development. We're going to be talking about Forest, Clattenburg and everything else in between, and as well as certain pundits and their say on this particular matter. But without further ado, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things are always and be greatly appreciated. And of course, get involved in the comment section as well. Let me know your thoughts, your comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it. That'll make for great interesting reading, I'm sure, down below. So please do get involved down there. But without further ado, let's get on with talking about Mark Clattenburg. Let's get on with talking about Mark Clattenburg and his resignation from Nottingham Forest as the role of a refereeing consultant. The news broke today that he has quit, basically. He has come out in a statement and he's basically said that certain participants and pundits have made him feel unfairly treated. And it's becoming a bit of an issue for the club. He feels basically like it's, maybe not in those words, but maybe he feels like it's becoming an issue that is not to be focused on, whilst he feels the real issues that need to be focused on are being overlooked because he's in that particular role. He came out and said in a statement, "This is to announce that I will no longer be providing match analysis service to Nottingham Forest Football Club. Since February this year, I've been proud to have done so under a consultancy agreement between Nottingham Forest and the Referee Consultant Limited. I perform my services under the consultancy agreement in good faith, to the best of my abilities, and in the hope of using my extensive experience as a match official to help Nottingham Forest Football Club understand how decisions in relation to key match incidents are made amidst the working of VAR. However, it is now clear that the existence and performance of these consultancy services has caused unintended friction between Nottingham Forest Football Club and other participants to the extent that it has become more of a hindrance than help to Nottingham Forest. It has also led to the unmerited targeting of me personally by certain participants and pundits. Such reactions and outcomes were not expected and are regrettable, and it is my sincere belief that there is a place for and value in such a role in the modern game. I am grateful to Nottingham Forest and wish them all the best during the remainder of the season and in the future. It's been an honour." He basically had the easiest job in existence, pretty much. In the existence of football. This guy had the easiest job ever. This guy came into Nottingham Forest and they created a role for him. A never before seen referee consultancy role just for him, a former referee, to help them understand refereeing decisions following the usage of VAR, key decisions at that, for certain games that it was required for. Now, don't get me wrong, refereeing decisions have been awful this season. The referee standards have been declining. The usage of VAR has been poor. I've gone over that kind of stuff time and time again. Just check out any one of the number of videos I've done across the season on that, and you'll know my feelings, my thoughts and feelings on VAR and referees and stuff. But even I have to admit that when Nottingham Forest took it upon themselves to appoint Mark Clattenburg as this referee consultant, this never once before seen role within a football club, I questioned why. Why do you need a referee consultant? Because, like I say, he must have had the easiest job in world football. He must have just been sat there going, maybe not in the public eye, but behind the scenes going, well, that referee's blind, that referee's an idiot, guy behind VAR on that day, whoa, he's useless. He must have had the easiest job going. He must have just been cashing in that paycheck for the last 3 months going, yeah, you're right, they're wrong. It is what it is. I don't understand exactly what his role was. And you could tell that over time, with the more kind of bad decisions that were going against Nottingham Forest, the more angry and more frustrated they were getting. You could kind of tell that it was becoming a bit of a distraction that Mark Clattenburg was in the position he was in. A former referee, refereed at the highest level, of course. But his role now being associated with a particular football club in the league at that point that had been hurt so badly by referees and referees behind VAR, that obviously they were getting more frustrated and he was just roped into it. And it was becoming a distraction because even Gary Neville was talking about it. And Gary Neville called a few weeks ago when that entire thing exploded of Nottingham Forest taking on Everton, in which Everton were 2-0 winners, but it was shrouded in controversy because of 3 incidents which could have all been penalties on another day not being given to Nottingham Forest. And then Forest made the claim afterwards that they had warned the Premier League that the VAR on that day, Stuart Atwell was a Luton Town fan, and given the context of the season, they questioned the integrity of the Premier League. You know, it was becoming a distraction. And he even goes on to say in here, certain pundits have made him feel a bit uneasy about the role. And, you know, I've questioned for a while whether or not the mainstream media is somewhat in on this, major conspiracy theory that football and VAR is turning football into a huge reality TV show where it causes controversy for clicks, for likes, for all of them kind of stuff, the views and everything else that goes along with the social media side and the whole kind of internet side of things of football. It's just strange to me that he would just call that out right off the bat rather than go into the detail of why the VAR got it wrong. Why was it so that, you know, the referee didn't give them decisions on the day? Why did the VAR not back up the referee and go, hang on a minute, you made a mistake here, you might want to go check that? Why was it all a big focus on Mark Clattenburg being a referee consultant? And Forest didn't help themselves, and I get that. Forest didn't help themselves by this appointment. And Forest aren't the only one to be in this kind of mess where, you know, referee decisions and VAR have gone against them. Wolves have had it hard as well. Liverpool have had it hard. Arsenal have had it hard. Every team has pretty much at one point or another had it hard. Does it make it right? Of course it doesn't. But none of those teams go and hire a referee consultant. A guy who's pretty much just sat there working for Nottingham Forest going, well, they should have just hired Howard Webb. Because I imagine that's what Mark Clattenburg said, but maybe with obviously working closer with Nottingham Forest, maybe he actually did have a bit more of a biased opinion on it. I'm not 100% sure, but they might as well have hired Howard Webb with the way that he speaks on that show he does with Michael Owen, in the sense that, well, on one day it could be given a penalty and on another day it's not. Anyway, moving on to the next debate. Well, on another day it could have been given as a penalty, on another day it won't be. They might as well have just done that for us, to be honest. It's really weird the way that they went about handling this. I don't understand why they did this. It was obviously becoming a distraction right from the get-go. And it took him 3 months to obviously quit this kind of particular role. Now, of course, I don't know where Forest go from here. They're still annoyed and frustrated over certain incidents that have gone against them this season. None more so than in that Everton game. It's going to be interesting to see where they go from here, and obviously if anything happens going forward with them. You would imagine that if anything does come about in the remaining games of the season, and which could cost Forest precious points, and if they are to go down, wouldn't like to be the Premier League or the PGMOL for that kind of statement that's probably going to come out from Forest. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what does happen with Nottingham Forest. Bottom line though today is Mark Clattenburg has resigned. Gary Neville's got his wish for Mark Clattenburg to resign, and like I say, I kind of agree with Neville to a point. I don't understand why Forest went to the extreme lengths to hire a referee consultant in this kind of way, in this kind of manner, particularly when, you know, it doesn't take a genius to work out that these referees are not that good. And you know, to fully understand why a decision has been given Although it does seem like it needs explanation, the bottom line is that most of these referees are just not that good, and that's why they came to the decision that they did. But yes, Mark Clattenburg has today resigned from his role as referee consultant at Nottingham Forest. It'll be interesting to see where everything goes from here. But yeah, I'm surprised it took him this long, to be honest. He's had the easiest job in football history, and he's been collecting a paycheck for it. I could have done that. I could have gone up to Forest and been like, referee's bad, VAR guy bad, assistant referee bad, linesman blind. I could have easily done that and earned a bit of money for it in the process. That'd have been great. That'd have been amazing. But no, apparently that fell to Howard Webb, a former not Howard Webb, Mark Clattenburg, a former referee. Be interesting to see where he pops up next. Would also say the whole him and trying to speak out, I did actually think that Forest were trying to use Clattenburg as a way of speaking out against referees without getting in trouble, because they could go, well, we've got a former referee who refereed at the highest point of our game, so he knows what he's on about, so I'm going to listen to him more than you guys. I don't know if that was obviously meant to be the underlying factor here, or whether that was going to be just something that was just brought into it or whatever. But that's what I also believed when Clattenburg was hired as well. So, be interesting to see where Forest go from here. Be interesting to see where Clattenburg goes from here. But the bottom line today is that he has resigned from his role as the first ever, probably the only ever, referee consultant for a particular football club. Those are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of anything and everything that's talked about in this video in regards to Nottingham Forest and Mark Clattenburg? Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, down below in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you all. Otherwise, hit the like button on there if you enjoy the video. Subscribe if you're new and want to see more content like this. Both things are always greatly appreciated. And of course, get involved in the comment section, like I say. Otherwise, I will see you and speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you all again very, very soon.